So we'll head to the bag making summer course, and I'll leave the word to Ilaria Puccioni, which is a leather artisan with so many years of experience. So she's going to tell you a bit more about the program. And yeah, go ahead, Ilaria.
Okay, hello to everyone. I'm Ilaria. I am your teacher for this summer course, and will be 3 weeks really intensive with a really intensive program about bags and about the basis to make bags. So we'll start just with a big introduction about material, tools, and everything about leather. And by the way, we'll approach two different patterns, one easier and one more complicated than the first one, just to understand how to make a very simple bag, and by the way, more construction and more complicated. And by this way, we'll see all the machines that you'll find in a normal workshop. And so you, at the end of this course, you have a final project with all your knowledge you already put inside. Very, very big world. So we have only 3 weeks, but we try to see a lot of things or more things than we are able to do. And you, in this course, you arrive and you start very, very basic. So, but don't worry about if you don't know something or never done something about it, because we'll do everything together. And we'll start with hand stitching and with coil, with kind of leather that is very easy to use, and easy to work with it. And we'll arrive at the tent leather, with chrome tent leather. I'm going to show you different patterns, and I ask you to modify these patterns just to give me your skills, your imagination, your ideas, your mood board, and at the end, the final project will be your bag with all your knowledge of the course. All the machines, of course, and the tools, everything is handmade. No softwares, no lasers, and for that is very important for your base. We'll go to see leather shop where you can find a lot of material that will be very useful for you. But all the tools and everything that you need, you'll find it at the school. So you don't need to buy nothing. You don't need to bring nothing. Just your ideas, just your skills, and your I don't know.
Yeah. I had a question, maybe. What type of bags are they going to do? I don't know if there's any standard, any type of bag that
There is a flat bag. There's the easiest that we can start, and we arrive at tea construction. It's the most common tea construction. So a tote bag, shopping bag, or a backpack, depends, because it's a very versatile shape that we can just develop in different ways, from a suitcase to a tote bag. And of course, and by the way, we'll approach different kind of closure, from a zip, button, and automatic, and all the hardware that you can find is in this activity. And we'll see together like straps and handles. Of course, everything by the time, not everything at the same time and the first time, but we arrive, by the way. And for that, so of course, we start from this very easy shape, but we try to modify it to reach something more complicated, of course, and according to your skills and your volunteer for that. I said we start with coil. Is always leather, is a different material from the normal leather, and we arrive at a chrome leather tan, and with lining and with more construction. But we start from a flat bag and we arrive at a T construction. Is the most common one that you can find on market. And
Okay, grazie. Thank you, Ilaria. And I was wondering if the students are going to be sewing, hand stitching, or also sewing with the sewing machine.
We start with hand stitching, just to understand the technique, and we arrive at the sewing machine maybe at the second week till the third, and then you'll start to approach these machines and to understand how to use it, and sometimes how to repair it for the basis, and how to stitch it. But we start with the hands and we arrive to the machines. This is the way that we'll follow. And for that, just because it's very important to understand each steps is very important. And of course, we start with hand stitching, going with coil, and we arrive with a sewing machine and zippers and harders and everything, like a complete entire bag.
Yeah, there was a question here from Judith. Is the bag making course also half days? No. The bag making course is very intensive because there's a lot to learn, right, Ilaria? So it's going to be
Yeah.
from like 9:30 in the morning, more or less, till 5:30. I'm not sure if I'm saying the right schedule, but more or less it's like that.
Depends.
All
This is the
day
guess.
long. Yeah, this is the range.
It's much.
It's very intensive, but it's very fun because you're going to be very proud of yourself at the end of the course. Judith also asks, will we work with coated or uncoated leather?
Hi, yes, I'm wondering if the leather is natural or is there a coat of basically plastic on top?
We start with Cuoio. There is the leather tan with tannins with vegetable is the old technique, so is that kind. And we arrive to the most common one is a tan with chromium leather. So we'll see these two different kind of, because we work in different ways on this kind of leather. With Cuoio, so with the veg one, we're gonna to use the hand stitching and different techniques, and with the other kind of leather, we'll see what happens with the rest, because we have different construction, different way to work with these two type of leather. But yeah, tiny with the veg and chromium one. So yeah, we'll
Okay,
see
thank you.
both.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
too.
So we will be working with both the vegetable tan
Yeah, we
and
start with Cuoio and we arrive at
okay.
chromium leather.
So you have a chance to work with different types of leather
Yeah,
and
yeah,
understand what works best for certain
yeah.
things.
And the first step will be a very deep lesson about leather and different kind of leather, different kind of finishing, and the ton process and the cut and the dye process.
So Alma is asking, can we develop our own design or we just work on existing patterns?
No, we start from the ideas, the sketches till the pattern. So, but we start with two different kind of shape of bags just to understand how it works, and from the easiest to the more complicated shape. Of course, I'm going to ask you to develop, to change, to modify this pattern that you're going to design and you're going to make, and I don't give you yet me. So for that, yes, of course, in according with your skills and with your knowledge. No? So, but of course, I'm going to ask you to modify. So I want to see your skills, your ideas, your sketches, and according with our program, of course. But yeah, this is what I wanted, because the final project, this is it. This will be the, I don't know, the mix of all your experience and knowledge during this course. This is very important. You don't have only to reply what I do. Okay?
Thank you, Ilaria. So yeah, basically you're going to refine all of your skills, starting from maybe types of bags that are already there, so patterns that already exist. But then Ilaria is going to teach you how you can edit and modify the patterns, how to maybe put
And
it
those
into
classes.
yeah. So there's
And
many
everything.
things in which you'll be
Yeah.
able to express your creativity, even in 3 weeks, which doesn't seem long. But there's another question, one last question, because it's in a minute we're going to be adding to the next course. So how many bags are we going to make?
We start from 2, but if we have enough time, or if you're very good students, normally I'm gonna to put another models into these 3 weeks. So don't worry. But depends by you, because by your passion and your volunteer to do something, because you have a lot of hours and a lot of time to just develop, just to make different prototypes or something else. So during the last years, some people makes a lot of bags, but depends by you. Normally, we're gonna to do all 3 shapes, depends. So 3 models, and buy from these 3 models, you can do what do you want it if you have time and do you want it if you want.
And thank you, Ilaria.